right? Because everything, as we're sort of moving towards more digitalization of not only smart factories, smart cities, everything's becoming, IoT censored. And if we can actually integrate all of these different dynamic sensors, as well as with the mapping, the static information, combine it spatially, that's going to really be a revolution, right? And this is something that I believe we both believe in this as well. We were just chatting earlier, is that, we as human beings, right, psychologically speaking, we see the world, we operate in a 3D world, except when we go to a laptop or we go to our phones, we're accessing information in 2 dimensions, right? So in a way, you have to convert that in your mind to understand spatially where it is. So when it comes to 3 dimensions, it's immediate, right? You immediately understand where it is. And looking at the smart lab over here, right? Once you actually know spatially where IoT is it the height, etc., then you understand the physical world, how it relates. And this spatial understanding is so important that I truly believe it. And is that we need to empower businesses, governments to also understand the usefulness of 3 dimensions. And especially moving towards the next generation of spatial computing, which is even crazier, right? Because what does that mean? Well, we access the internet on our phone right now, for the most part. The next generation will be AR devices, glasses. We all know that Apple's coming out next year, with their first HMD or higher end version, and that's going to allow people to actually access all of the information. So even in this room, if I'm wearing AR device, I can see the IoT sensors. It gives you superhuman capability. Who doesn't want to be a superhero? So you can really understand why it's So there's a digital to maturity level where nothing's going to happen overnight, right? Something I like to say to our customers, to our partners, is that it's just like an autonomous car, right? You're not going to get from the L1 level 1 to level 5 overnight, right? Like, would you be comfortable getting into a Tesla outside that's level 5? Or claims to be level 5 right now? I would not, because the AI is not there yet. So one of the key things about what we're doing, right, is not only just the visualization, like you were saying earlier, but integrating the physical world elements, the IoT elements. So it maps onto the 3D element and gives you more operational efficiency to understand what's happening in the real world, wherever you are. Right? So we can even access this right now. And what's unique about this, once you actually go down layers out past IoT, is actually, well, what about robots? Can you actually control robots, especially if there's nobody there or if there's somebody there? Right? So this is something that we work very closely with NUS, as well as their 5G provider, is to not only visualize, but also control the robots. For example, UV disinfector, right? If there's a group of people, okay, well, we can actually tell the robots, go over there and clean. And there's so many of these applications that I believe is going to be really beneficial looking forward as more AI and robotics are coming into the markets. So as you can see, this is something that we've deployed with NUS, and it's just showcasing not only, I believe we've integrated over 15 different types of robots and sensors. Everything's combined on a single platform digital twin. Yeah, so again, as all of these new technologies, as more sensors, more things become sort of connected, right, through either Wi-Fi, 5G, any type of network, but really the sky's the limit. Truly, the sky's the limit. Whatever you want to achieve on the digital world, right, it can even affect the physical world. Again, this is just the first step towards this digital twin maturity level of level 5, let's say. Full autonomy or smart factory right now, depends on what you're making, but that's more high stakes. But of course, because of the use of big data, understanding all of these sensors, and to optimize, it's sort of like how we can optimize a thermostat in this room, is going to be increasingly more important. So this is something that we, one of the key things about our technology, we definitely are partnered with Unity as well, right? We use Unity. At the same time, we also support our own technologies because our company is actually a full stack company from the engine all the way down to the data side. We recently launched in December something called Twinverse. It's actually our huge data platform that basically you can bring in CAD models, BIM models. We work with GIS, mapping, point clouds, all of this physical world data, right? Because these days, if there's a product company, anybody who wants to create a physical product, it always starts digital, right? It always starts in SolidWorks, CATIA, CAD. And if I don't have that model, or if the user doesn't have that model, you can scan it. So it's getting increasingly easier to digitize not only the physical world sort of 3D-ness of that product, but also then you start incorporating the sensors to become something